Hey everyone, today we're going to do a beginner right hand funky acoustic guitar thing. Works on electric as well, but I generally play acoustic. So this, getting straight into it, is we'll use G minor and C minor. The idea is playing the bar chord. We're using these three fingers, first, second, third. You can, depending on the sound you want, lock them into the first, second, third, or second, third, and fourth string. Whatever you want, really. It depends on the sound. If you're playing a high note, like the G minor 9, maybe you want to make sure you hit that first string. It's up to you. So the voicing of the chord is important, but for now we'll stick simple. Thumb is on the 6th string, and then the other fingers, I'll keep it on 2, 3, and 4 for the moment. So I'm thinking of it, I'm going to do bass, fingers, slap, fingers. And what we want to try and do is when we do the slap, we get the fingers into the strings to do the next strum or pluck. So we've got, you can count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Simple variation is changing the bass line, going from the 6th string to the 5th string. And then when we go to the C chord, in this position it's a bit strange doing the bass line changing to there, because they're the strings we're plucking, so the bass note gets cut off by the next pluck. So you can either change the fingers, so they're on now the 1, 2, and 3. And then you can change back. So what we're trying to do is just get this alternate bass line, or we can do, if I do the C chord, sorry, I'll do it again. So on the C chord, the bass note can drop down to the G or up to the G, depends on what you're wanting to do. So the idea you get to play around with this. You can also, depending on what level you're at, you can start playing little ideas with the other fingers. So for instance, I like, one of my favorite sounds is the minor 9, or the 9th note. So if I play the same thing, I'm going to change the fingers to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string. So there I left it between the chord changes. So I'm trying to keep this note. So I won't go too far into this melody sort of playing at the same time. It's not really a melody, it's just chord extensions. But you can do the same thing with the bass notes. So I've done, hit the minor 3rd. I can do the same thing on the C. But we have to be careful, depends on what the sound is, because once I change to play this bass note, you could think of it as an E flat major chord, or it's the C minor 7, because we've got this note now missing, so we change it to a C minor 7. So there's lots of variations you can do this. You can put it through, you can change the rhythm of it. So I guess I just start making it more complicated for myself. But that's the idea, trying to get the thumb, fingers, clack, or whatever you want to call that. And then you do the extra pluck after. So 1 E, I think of it as 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and The next idea I use is this technique where I'm opening my hand but also muting the strings at the same time. So I get this. Don't practice it with this hand. I've done this in another video somewhere, but don't practice it with this hand, because if you do, you can get it wrong and you still don't know because you're muting with this hand. So you do it with one hand. You don't want, you get this click, chick, whatever noise. I use chick, 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 chick. So instead of this slapping, we get that. And then I will come up for the last strum with my finger, or fingers. So I get this. And so on and so on. So that's just replacing the chick with another clicky chicky noise. Anyway, quick lesson. You can apply it, that technique can be applied to lots of different styles, lots of different songs. The idea is just getting used to this. The technique of getting the fingers into the strings for, it's almost like my hand stays like this, like I'm riding a bike. So it's kind of got this look to it. So I'm not doing a lot of movement with my fingers. They're kind of locked in. So you can just, that's, to me, I think that's the hardest part of it. Getting those fingers going between the 1, 2, 3 and the 2, 3, 4. That's going to be the trickiest part, I think. So there you go. Good luck with that.